Yeah, it's a great question. I think it definitely depends on the type of customer, the type of company that we're dealing with. I think what we see on the media oriented publishers, so publishers and producers of content that whose mission is to really build an audience and gain revenue from that. For that type of publisher, I think the reality is it's extremely hard to create compelling content. It's extremely hard to create content that is compelling from a storytelling perspective and entertainment perspective, and it's even harder to build broad awareness and create audience loyalty around that. And so I think at the core, the problem has very little to do with technology or with the openness of distributing on the internet. That's sort of ubiquitous now. I think it really is still the age-old problem of content is king, and it's really hard to create something compelling. And so we see a lot of content startups and broadband content startups that have struggled to really break out and make a business of it. And I think that will continue to be challenging. So that's one thing. On the flip side, when you're dealing with corporations, nonprofits, other types of organizations, I think they instinctively really like the idea of using video for marketing and communications and education. But similar to the media publishers, it's hard to create, and it's not just hard to create, it's also expensive to create compelling video content. And so I think a lot of organizations stumble into it. They maybe create video of talking heads or, interviews in an office or things like that maybe aren't compelling. They don't have the production values that users of this kind of media are accustomed to. And so they maybe become discouraged because they're not getting the amount of usage of the video that they thought that they could get. And so at the end of the day, again, it really comes down to having really great people who understand video as a medium, understand storytelling, production values, how to edit it and produce it in a way which is compelling to whomever it is you're trying to communicate with.